Hey guys, welcome back to Bellissima Homes Team Channel. And my name is Bella Alvarado, and I am a Texas real estate agent here in Dallas, Texas. And I am the team leader for Bellissima's Homes team. And we work under Keller Williams, Urban Dallas Broker. So today, what I'll be talking about is a little bit more in depth than from last week's video. So if you saw last week's video, we did just talk a little bit about the introduction into real estate, like when you know that you want to be a real estate agent and what you start doing after that. So today, what I will suggest is that you immediately go to your state real estate website, because there is where you will find all your steps. And the first step that you want to do is you want to know how much is a fee, right? Because as an agent or starting any business, you know there's going to be fees along with that. So you want to be able to budget and know how much you're going to spend and invest in this business. And keep in mind, as an entrepreneur, and even like myself, after 3 years, there's many expenses that you have to put or they're into your business, and it is part of us starting our businesses. And so that will be the first one. The first step is to apply. You want to apply, and with the websites, with your state websites, I'm sure they will give you information about the fees. Like in Texas, it's $205. And you apply. You can apply with an application, which is a form that you can print out and do it like back in the days, old school, or you can just apply, create username, password, and be able to have an account with your state real estate commission. And also you have, so look, read the disclaimers, because in Texas, you have up to 1 year to complete your courses and take your exam. So you definitely want to look at that, because if not, like in Texas, we do have, if you don't do it within 1 year, you forget, or you start going elsewhere or start thinking about doing something else and overlook the time, then you would have to repay that fee again. It's not a lot of money, but it can be money that can be used like towards your classes, because the next step, which will be, is to start looking for a school that best fits you the way you learn. Accommodations, there's classes that you can take online, in person, and I know right now with COVID there could be some limitations on that. But go to those schools and start getting prices. They have sometimes discounts that they offer for the full package, like all your classes plus the exams, practices. So go on there, budget, get yourself a budget of how much you'll be able to spend, and do everything by step. So first, apply to your state Texas. Your state real estate commission, and then after you know what school you're gonna attend, then pay those courses. Now the fees for the school, I believe they're anywhere between $500, and I know I've seen them up to $1,100, somewhere within those ranges. Don't quote me, every school is different, and all the information that I'm giving you is based on my experience from like 3 years ago and since 2017, so it could be different now. So once you've figured out what school you will be attending, then you know that you would have to complete all your courses. Once you finish all your courses, you will need to submit all your completed certifications back to the Real Estate Commission. So once you complete all those, then they must have all your completed certifications. Once they've received them, they will then review them, and they will give you the permission and the okay to take your exam, and that is your national and your state exam. Now, you want to take your time to study. Believe me, this past time, I studied for 2 months. I studied continuously. I did I took this online practice course. It was super, super easy. Like, I think I studied it every day. I wanted to make sure that I would pass it on my first time, because back in 2003, it took me my full 3 times. So every state also, again, has a limit of how many times you can take your exam. What I did is, this past time in 2017, I studied it for 2 months, almost every day, and it was super, super easy. It was just the same questions over. It was very repetitive, and most of those questions were in the exam, so it was really easy. Also, it also gives you like a breakdown of how many. You can also do that trick where you can know how many questions, how many answers. If you get right, then if you're allowed to, if you have right, then you don't have to worry about a certain amount. Of course, at the end, you want to definitely be smart when taking your exam, and we can talk about that later in a different video. But so once you are ready to take your exam, you will then you have to pay a fee to the testing center to take your test, and then you'll schedule it. And so that's another fee that you have to keep in mind. So online fees, school fees, final exam fees. Okay, and so then once you schedule it and you're gonna go to take this test and schedule it, then within the same amount of time frame, you also want to kind of have in mind already what broker you're going to select. And because once you pass your exam, you have to have a broker already, because every state, again, it's required that you have a broker when you're an active licensee. And if you don't have a broker, then you check with your state, your commission, because you may have to fill out an inactive application for you to have a license but be inactive. So in order to be an active agent and to sell or buy real estate, you have to have a broker underneath you. And so those are the steps that you will need. So once again, let me recap. Apply online, research your schools, find a school, pay for your school, take your final exam, and with that, the fee, select your broker. And also, before you come and start with your broker, remember fingerprints. I did mention that on my first video, and I'll mention it again. Fingerprints, which is another fee. Fingerprints, your background has to be checked, and then once everything checks out, then you can start working with your broker. Your broker will receive the okay of the background check. And those are all the steps that you would need to do to become an active licensee. When I chose Keller Williams, I chose it for so many reasons, and if you heard the first video, I did mention that I chose this office because of where I live, my location, and that I'm familiar around my areas here. But really, you need to think about it in the big picture. You want to think about also what type of energy you want to go into. There's a lot that goes into an office. The brokerage provides training, and Keller Williams is one of the best, or is rated probably the #1 in 2018 as one of the happiest brokerages companies to work for. And if you ask me, I'm like 110%. I'm like a happy agent. It's great to work here. They support me as an entrepreneur. They support my branding. As you can see, I'm branding myself as Bellissima Homes. And there's a lot of reasons why I brand myself that way, and that'll be for a later video. But because of that, I'm able to have my own logos, my own marketing tools, but definitely backed up by Keller Williams. So that is something that they support. There's a lot of brokers out there that do not support that. There's a lot of brokerages that you have to market their name. And in this one, they're all about growth and supporting us agents to become successful in our own businesses. And so that is one big reason why I'm here. Another one is that besides the training and the support is enormous. I mean, you should see our leadership. They're great. Like, we have not just our team leader here, but we have an organization under Keller Williams that is called Go Management that supports us agents to become successful in not just in one aspect of the business, but in so many ways, starting with mindset, confidence, and then of course leads, how to make us better agents for listings and with our buyers and with our investors. So those are videos that I will talk later, but that is another big asset as to why I am here. A big benefit to you to start off your business. And I like the story about Keller Williams. I mean, it's great. I don't know if you've read about it, but if you were going to start your brokerage, I mean, you're going to start your business with whichever broker, then you want to do your homework. And that's what I did. So, sorry, I got thirsty. And by the way, I did this today. I'm starting to eat healthy. Beginning of the year, right? I want to be disciplined so I can look good for you guys on this channel. And of course myself. I was gonna tell you about, hey, I lost my thought there for a moment. I guess it's the age. I was talking about with the story starts back in 1983 about the Keller Williams story. So 1983, I was 10 years old. Yay! I was 10 years old. Gary Keller and Joe Williams were the two agents that started this company in Austin, Texas. And I live in Texas, so it's such a beautiful story for me. I'm very honored to live in Texas. And with that said, they led a very enormous, real estate company, which is now Keller Williams. Now, Gary Keller is still in the company. He is a great role model, a CEO. Look him up. He has wonderful stories, and what I'm so honored to work here at Keller Williams is one of our most latest technology is our KW platform. It's our platform where we have all of our activities is really just done. All of our work is workspace. Everything, files, everything is worked from this particular KW command. And he is the one that came up with the idea. It is, you will not know this until you become an agent. It is so useful for us as agents. We're not going to different websites, to get pictures, to do this. We're doing everything from one page, and it's huge for us as agents, and you will know this once you become an agent. Yeah, so you will love working at KW. It's so rewarding. I can't even explain it, but I will be able to show it to you as you start to see me in action when I start showing you, or when we post some videos about my listings and my buyer activities, and also investor activities, from flips from before and after, staging, decorating, and a lot of the closings that we go through, which are huge for us, open houses, and you will see all that. So that comes later. But I really appreciate you staying in tune with me today. And so if you really like this page, please hit a like on there. And if you have any questions, if you would like for me to repeat something or talk a little bit more in depth, please comment below your name and all your contact information, and I will be gladly to reply back with all the information. And also, if you feel like this is informative for you, please subscribe and share. And till next week, we'll see you. Thank you.